We've already seen plenty of signs today that people are holding up here in central Sana'a, saying first Tunisia, then Egypt, now Yemen. Clearly people here, and we're seeing thousands of people crowded here in central Sana'a by Sana'a University, demanding change here, demanding regime change, demanding economic opportunity that they say they're not getting. They're tired of the conditions. Yemen is the most impoverished country in this region. This is an opposition-led rally today. Many have been calling on it to be a day of rage, as the type of day of rage that we had seen in Egypt as well. We're seeing lots of people holding up signs saying no to corruption, no to inheritance, meaning they don't want this president to appoint his son as successor. We've also seen children holding up pieces of bread saying that they want their families to be able to earn enough money so that they can eat and so that their families can buy food for them. So clearly people here frustrated, and we've seen this sentiment growing in Yemen over the past few weeks since the events in Tunisia and, of course, the events in Egypt. We don't know yet if this is a movement that can be sustained, but there is a lot of concern in the region and across the world from the allies of Yemen, especially America, that if this regime were to fall, what's next here? This is a country where there is an al-Qaeda problem, where there's a lot of internal strife, a secessionist movement in the south, a rebellion that keeps going on in the north, and a water crisis. So the fact that there is this movement here now, there are more protests, really concerning people, although I must just add that so far today there have been no clashes that we've witnessed. It has seemed largely peaceful, and there's not nearly as much of a security presence as we've been told that we would see. We're not seeing that as of yet. Rosemarie?
And Mohammed, of course, the problem for the president there, even though he has said he won't seek re-election and his son will not take over from him, of course, we're talking about 2013. That's a long way off for a lot of people there in Yemen. What are people saying on the streets about that?
Well, yesterday, President Ali Abdullah Saleh came out and he basically ceded to all of the demands of the opposition. Right now, he's saying that he's not going to try to implement these controversial constitutional amendments that he and his ruling party had been proposing, one of which might have been able to enable him to appoint himself president for life. Also, there were a lot of fears that he would appoint his son as successor. He has come out publicly and said he would not do so. He's also tried to say, he's saying he's going to implement an economic incentive plan for citizens, and he's going to raise the salaries of the armed forces. But the people we're speaking with here today said they've had enough. They don't really believe what they're hearing. They want to see change now, and they're saying change will only come from the top. So a lot of people we spoke with said, look, he had his time. He's ruled for over 30 years, and we're still suffering, and he needs to go. To that end, though, I will add that there is going to be a pro-government demonstration at some point today. We're waiting to find out exactly what time that will start, but the government is saying that they have lots of supporters as well and trying to demonstrate that it's not just the opposition here that has a voice. Also, there are supporters of the regime that are happy with the way things are going in this country.